What's going on, guys? This is Justin. We are doing NFL Week 17 Pick'em. Let's see here. Last week I went 11 and 5, not too shabby. Overall record is 91 and 47. So about 65% on my picks. Not that great, but hopefully improve it here in the last week of regular season NFL football. I will be doing playoff picks as well, but let's get into the regular season Week 17 games. First game is the Washington Redskins traveling to the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are on a surge. They beat. Let me see. I know they won. Just trying to figure out where the score is. Oh yes, they beat Dallas, the Tony Romo-less Dallas. Which, thank you, Tony Romo, for losing my championship football game for me. I didn't watch that game, because I was at the Seahawks game. But apparently Tony Romo went out on the first play. So it would have been a good game. Philly won 20-7. But I will be taking Philly at home to win this one. I don't believe that they're in the playoff race anymore. I don't think they can make the playoffs. But, I think that they will finish strong with a win at home here against the Redskins. Next game, kind of a pointless game, as they're going to be resting starters. We have the Detroit Lions traveling to Green Bay and Lambeau. Green Bay clinched home field and the first round bye. Detroit clinched playoffs last week. I don't think that Detroit can clinch their division. Well, obviously not. The Green Bay Packers are in their division. Neither team has anything to play for here. Regardless, I will be taking Green Bay to win this one. Interesting pick. I think both teams are going to rest their starters after, but I think Aaron Rodgers will come out at least for the first half and put some big points up on the board there. Next game, we have the New York Jets traveling to the Miami Dolphins. Could be an interesting game. Could see an upset here. But, I am going to pick the Jets to win this one on the road against Miami. Jets had a pretty hard last game against the Giants, but I think they will rebound here with a nice victory to close out the regular season. Next game, kind of an interesting one as well. We have the Carolina Panthers traveling to the New Orleans Saints. Carolina, obviously nothing to play for. They cannot make the playoffs. And the Saints have clinched their division, so they really don't have anything to play for as well. Cam Newton, he's just going to try to extend his rookie season records here, and I think that he will. I am actually going to take Carolina to win this one over New Orleans. I don't expect Drew Brees and family, Marcus Colston, Darren Sproles, all of them to be in there for a full 4 quarters. So that is why I'm taking Carolina to win over New Orleans. Next game, moving on, we have San Francisco traveling to the St. Louis Rams. Again, San Francisco 49ers, nothing to play for. They have already clinched their division. St. Louis just trying to end the season on a win. I don't think that they will, though. I think that San Francisco D, and they're probably going to rest Frank Gore, but that's pretty interesting because they're probably going to bring in Kendall Hunter, who I think is the next up and coming, not Frank Gore. He doesn't run the same as him, but he's really fast and he can cut very well. So I'm going to take San Francisco to win this one. Moving on, we have the Chicago Bears traveling to the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota has something to play for. Hopefully, if they lose, up their draft pick. The Chicago Bears, nothing to play for. They cannot win the wild card. So neither team, nothing to play for. I will be taking Minnesota here, even though decent showing by Chicago in the Green Bay game. It's a pretty interesting game. I watched it. Chicago put up a decent fight towards the end. But that was after the game was kind of already over. But we'll be taking Minnesota to win this one at home. Moving on, we have the Tennessee Titans traveling to the Houston Texans. Once again, I believe, yep, the Houston Texans have clinched their division. The Tennessee Titans cannot. Um, no, they cannot. They cannot win the wild card. The Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens are battling to see who will win the division and/or the wild card in the AFC. So Houston, nothing to play for. Probably not going to see Andre Johnson out there. Probably not going to see Arian Foster for much of the game. It's going to be a lot of Ben Tate. A little bit of T.J. Yates, and a little bit of Kevin Walter. Blah blah blah. Regardless, we'll be taking Houston to win this one at home. I think that they will just stop Chris Johnson, and I think Jake Locker is starting again, and it did not go too well for him last week. Well, obviously he didn't start. Hasselbeck started, but I'm just going to take Houston to win this one at home. Moving on, we have Indianapolis traveling to Jacksonville. Another pointless game. Jacksonville, 4-11. And Indy, battling for that number one draft pick. Going to be taking Jacksonville at home. The Indianapolis fans could get very upset if they do win another game, because I believe that would tie them for that number one pick. And you have one game left. Why not dump it? Pick up the number one pick. Trade Andrew Luck. Do something there. Moving on, we have Buffalo traveling to New England. I do not believe New England has anything to play for. No, they don't. They have clinched their division. Well, they actually do have something to play for. I take that back. They're still playing for the for home field advantage and the first round bye with the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So they do need to win this one. So obviously I will be taking them at home against Buffalo. They do not lose at home. Tom Brady should come out very quickly in this game. I expect this game to be over by about the third quarter. Big lead by New England here. Even with that strong showing by Buffalo last week. Next game is Pittsburgh traveling to Cleveland. Pittsburgh has a lot to play for. Cleveland, nothing to play for. Besides spoiler, I will be taking Pittsburgh on the road here to beat Cleveland. I don't know how Big Ben's going to do, but we shall see. The next game, very important game this week. We have Kansas City traveling to Denver. Very, very tight division here. We have Denver at 8-7, Oakland at 8-7, San Diego at 7-8, and Kansas City at 6-9. They cannot make the playoffs. But it is a race between Denver and Oakland right now. If Denver wins this one, I believe that they do hold the tiebreaker and they will clinch the division. So huge game for Denver here, and I obviously will be taking them at home. It's Tebow time. Next game, we have Baltimore traveling to Cincinnati. Like I said, Baltimore and Pittsburgh fighting for that number one spot. I think Baltimore is going to walk away with this game, run all over Cincinnati all day. Their defense is just going to crush them. Should be a pretty decent blowout here by Baltimore. Moving on, my Seattle Seahawks with no longer a chance at the playoffs against the Arizona Cardinals. I will be taking Seahawks and the Marshawn Lynch to win this one on the road against Arizona. I want them to win. I wanted them to win last week, even though I had a lot of players on San Francisco last week, and I picked San Francisco to win, which they did. But this week, go Hawks. You can do it. Next game, we have Tampa Bay traveling to Atlanta. Let me go ahead and look at this here. Atlanta cannot make the playoffs as the Detroit Lions have already clinched. So both teams have nothing to play for. Regardless, I expect Matt Ryan and company to come out and make a statement, showing why they should have made the playoffs over the Detroit Lions. Atlanta to win this one at home. Moving on, a very, very big game. San Diego traveling to Oakland. I am going to take San Diego in this game to win. Oakland would be. This is Minerva the cat. Uh, uh, I lost my train of thought. Oakland would be probably the worst playoff team in the mix. It'll be interesting though if they do make the playoffs. Darren McFadden probably not going to come back this year. Thank you, Cat. But yes, I will be taking San Diego to win this one on the road. And moving on to the Sunday night game, we have Dallas traveling to the New York Giants. This one is for all the marbles. Great job scheduling by whoever did that. Tony Romo supposedly is going to be back, and I will be taking him and his ridiculous core of receivers. Des Bryant, Miles Austin, Laurent Robinson, Jason Witten. I mean, it's just ridiculous how many targets this guy has. Felix Jones. I will be taking Dallas to win this one on the road. I expect them to go on and play very well in this game and in the playoffs. So good luck in your fantasy championships if you have a weird league and your season goes to week 17. But thanks, guys. Peace out.